Hello, people. Today we are going to talk about engaging activities and their importance in online and presential classes. During this pandemic, we have now faced a new learning scenario called online classes. We know that sometimes they are quite boring, but we think that they do not have to be that way always.
Sometimes we think that our online classes are boring because our teaching is boring, but it is not always like that. We also have to consider our attitude towards our lessons, since it is important too. In this presentation, we will talk about some activities, presential and online, that can be fun and engaging for students. These activities are not meant for teaching, but that's what makes them fun and interesting. To start, what are engaging activities? Engaging activities are activities that foster students' participation in the classroom. Thanks to these activities, the student feels free to speak up, ask questions, and express their excitements and concerns.
So, why should we use engaging activities instead of traditional ones? Well, it has been discovered that engaging activities create a better environment for the classroom, an environment in which the students feel more motivated and active. They also feel less stressed and they are more likely to motivate each other. So, the real question here is, what are we teachers waiting for? Maybe the fact that creating engaging activities is not as easy as it seems. Now, to warm up, let's take a look into possible activities that could be engaging. We want you to complete the following chart, thinking about activities such as treasure hunt, brainstorming, or hot potato, and think about what could be engaging and what could be not. You have also taken account the fact that these activities can be done either in online or presential context. And the other thing is that you will have 30 seconds to do it, and we will be doing it at the same time as you. So, with that being said, let's start.
5 seconds remaining. Four, three, two, one, and time's up.
Time's
Was it
up.
hard? I hope it was not. Here you have our answers, and remember, there are no wrong answers. Sometimes it can be difficult to define what can be engaging and what cannot, but considering this, there is always a common idea of what is fun and what isn't in regards to activities. So we have our activities. Now we have to think about how can we implement these activities in the classroom. And that leads us to our next point, which is warm-up activities, main activities, and wrap-up activities. To start, I will talk about warm-up activities. Warm-up activities are the ones that are done at the start of the class. These are used to wake students up, to prepare and encourage them to learn. These are often described as not traditional and moreover classified as games. So would it be a good idea to do a reading activity at the start of the class? I don't think so.
Hmm. Main activities. These are the boring and the longest ones. These are the ones in which the students have to put all their knowledge into work. But how can we as teachers make these activities more engaging and less boring? Well, one way would be doing them in a cooperative format in which the students can interact with each other and also share knowledge and exchange meaning. So completing a long handout would not be as tedious as they can be. Finally, we have wrap-up activities. Wrap-up activities are closure activities, the ones that are made at the end of the lesson. The aim of these types of activities is that students can reflect what they have learned during the class, while at the same time the teacher can check for understanding. Now, we want you to classify the following activities based on what you have learned about warm-up, main, and wrap-up activities. You will have 30 seconds to do it and try to base your answer on why you think, for example, treasure hunt would be a useful main activity. Remember that an activity is not only meant for one category, it can also be performed for another if used correctly.
Just as a reminder, you will have 30 seconds and we will be doing this activity synchronously with you, just as we did in the first activity. So with no further ado, let's start. 5 seconds remaining. 6, 3, 2, 1. Extra 5 seconds, and we are ready. Here is our time is up. Here is our chart. Did you notice that we use chart activities for activities which are often classified as not engaging? If you did, then we want to tell you that we did it on purpose. We did this because we wanted to show you that every activity can be fun and interesting as long as the student tests his or her learning. By adding the simple idea of there are no wrong answers, the students are more willing to share their ideas and participate in the classroom. So it is good for us as future teacher to keep this on mind for when we will be planning our lessons.
Now, to summarize, engaging activities are crucial to enhance students' participation and motivation in the class, since they provide a lot of possibilities and situations in which the student can present interaction with the teacher as also with their partners. Remember also that there are two categories in which activities can be classified, being these ones warm-up, main, and wrap-up activities.
Warm-up activities are the ones that are done at the start of the class. They are used to awake students' attention and also their motivation. Main activities are done at the middle of the class. They contain the main content of the whole class period, which makes them the longest. Wrap-up activities are the ones that are done at the end of the class. These activities are the ones that make the students summarize and retrieve all the information that was taught during the whole lesson.
An activity can be used for more than one purpose. What we want to say is that they can be introductory as well as ending activities. In other words, they are adaptable. Remember that if we want to create engaging activities, we have to consider that we, as teachers, have to break the walls of traditionality and open our minds to a new way of teaching in which students can have fun and learn at the same time.
Thank you for your attention, and just for you to reflect, what was the most important thing that you learned today, and what activity still remain in your mind? This is the bibliography, and goodbye.